Tempur-Pedic pillows have helped millions of sleepers fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Our newest, most huggable pillow, the Tempur Cloud, is made with the same impact-absorbing material originally developed by NASA to protect astronauts during takeoff and landing. Material Tempur-Pedic then perfected for sleep, so it uniquely conforms to you for truly personalized comfort and support.
Honestly, your head just sinks right down. Not too far, but just perfect. You know, I don't know what this like crazy magic, but I love it.
Its low profile and soft feel makes it perfect for all sleep positions, and unlike other pillows, won't lose its shape or flatten over time.
There's no turning in the night, tossing and folding the pillow over 50 million times. That was the story of my life.
Online only for a limited time. Bundle up and save. Get 2 Tempur Cloud pillows, a $138 value for just $99. Each with a 5-year warranty, free shipping, and a removable washable cover. This offer is only available online at TempurPillows.com.
Halftime is sponsored by AT&T. Hello and welcome back into the studio. I'm Katie Witham alongside former U.S. Women's National Team midfielder Leslie Osborne. It is halftime in Connecticut with Australia holding a 1-0 lead over the United States. Let's jump straight into the highlights from the first half. Leslie, the U.S. maybe not getting out to the best start, but had some opportunities.
Well, and good gamesmanship by Tobin Heath to find Alex Morgan on a quick throw-in. Misses Megan Rapinoe, but Lindsey Hand takes it herself, tries to bend that far post. Luckily, Kennedy's there just to flick it over the end line.
Jumping ahead to the 17th minute, and here they go, trying again.
Well, here Morgan Bryan recognizes Alex Morgan is open, turns and faces, sees a Megan Rapinoe slashing through, and Megan Rapinoe tries to bend it inside the foot to that far post, just a little unlucky, and pushes it wide.
You can tell she wants that one back there, but Australia quick on the counterattack, and this is not what you want to see happen, is it, Leslie?
No, and Lisa DeVanna doesn't start in the first game, gets to start this game. She's a veteran player, she's explosive, she takes matters in her own hands. Final Lagarzo slashing through Abby Dahlkamper, and just a composed, nice finish here, near post, just like that. The U.S. has a free kick, corner kick, and just like that, Australia puts one in.
They made it look so easy. Stoppage time, the U.S. fighting back, and who other than Megan Rapinoe?
Well, this is why we love Megan Rapinoe. She takes things in her own hands, and she sees an opportunity to take it herself, and look at the swerve on that one.
Yeah, there was. So feels like deja vu almost for the U.S., I bet, in the locker room right now with Australia having that 1-0 lead. How were they able to take advantage of the U.S.?
Well, we knew they were going to be fast, aggressive, similar game plans. They want to attack and go at us. Lisa DeVanna getting that last-minute start. Talk about taking advantage of a counter-attack opportunity. Lisa DeVanna, so fast, so explosive. You can see the U.S. caught up in numbers. Morgan Bryan trying to track her down. Lisa DeVanna taking it into her own hands. And Lagarzo, a little twist up between Dahlkamper and Morgan Bryan. And all she has to do is slot that near post. This is an attacking, fast-paced Australian confident team that is not scared of this United States team and is going at them and at them and at them over and over.
Do you think it caught the U.S. off guard a little bit?
Yes and no. The U.S. knows that they were going to come at them. They were going to high pressure them all over the field, but their defending is a little deceptive. You think that they have more time, and as soon as the U.S. player plays in that ball, just like that, Australia is closing them, and with numbers. So the U.S. has to play quicker, has to change the point attack quicker, because right now Australia is sticking to their game plan and executing it.
I have a feeling that Jill Ellis is saying some of just that in the locker room right now. Well, Lisa DeVanna's brilliant setup that we just saw, and Chloe Lagarzo's tidy finish has put the Australians ahead after the first 45. We're going to have more highlights and analysis from Leslie coming up after the break.
Thursday on FS1. Carly Lloyd. What a goal from Lloyd! Crystal Dunn, Alex Morgan. Goal for Morgan! And the U.S. Women's National Team face off against Japan, Brazil, and defending champion Australia. The Tournament of Nations, USA, Brazil, Thursday at 8:30 Eastern on FS1.
4 nights, 200 crew, up-close wild access.
Anything can happen.
Yellowstone Live starts next Sunday at 9 Eastern on National Geographic.
Come away with me, Barnabas.
But I am a simple farmer. My life is here. In the field.
Ahoy, hoy, Alexander Graham Bell here. No, my number is 1. You must want 2. 2, I say.
Like my father.
Ahoy, hoy.
As long as people talk too loudly on the phone, you can count on Geico saving folks money. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Halftime is sponsored by AT&T. Welcome back in Hartford, Connecticut. The U.S. trailing the Australians 1-0. Earlier today, Brazil and Japan in action. Leslie, the winning goal, 90th minute, coming up right here.
When Raquel cuts it inside, finds a Beatrice running through the back line. I love this technique, cuts it inside. A last-minute attempt by Japanese to try to block that. And what a massive goal for Brazil to put them up 2-1. Such a composed finish.
Well, with the win, Brazil keeps their hopes alive heading into the last match of the tournament. And if the current score stands, the Aussies will head into the final match atop the standings with a big 6 points. So a lot of work to do for the United States with flashbacks that the 2017 1-0 loss in this same tournament. We're going to have second half kickoff for you right after the break. Make sure you don't go anywhere.
Imagine a visibly healthier pet in 28 days. Purina One, natural ingredients, plus vitamins and minerals in powerful combinations for radiant coats, sparkling eyes, and vibrant energy. Purina One, 28 days, one visibly healthy pet.
Well, welcome back in. The Australians hold a 1-0 lead over the U.S. women's national team. In studio here with Leslie Osborne, I'm Katie Witham. Leslie, let's take a look at the first half stats. What sticks out for you right here?
Well, the U.S. with 9 shots and Australia with 5, and this goes back to the U.S. having to take advantage and capitalize on their goal-scoring opportunities. And they're also leading in possession, 64-36. Again, Australia's game plan, taking advantage of those counterattacks and transition moments and getting that goal against the U.S. But the U.S. started off and had some opportunities, especially in quick throw-ins. They have to capitalize on them. It's just not good enough.
Well, you can see the players back out on the field warming up. If you're Jill Ellis, let's talk substitutes. How do you switch things up? What would you do?
You know, I would put in Sam Ewis. You know, she's a two-way center midfielder. She can help the attack. She can also hold down the middle of the field. A Kristen Press, this might be a good game for her to get into the game, take players on, but they have to be quicker in transition moments. They're doing a good job in the midfield with layering and support, but I want to see players changing that point quicker and those diagonal balls quicker, because Australia's doing so good with numbers around the ball and pinning them down on the sidelines.
What about McCall Zabroni? We haven't seen much of her.
Yeah, I thought she did a good job against Japan. You know, she reads the ball really well. She might be another good link-up player to come in the midfield. I just think the midfield has to figure it out. Julie Johnson's sitting more in that 6, but also it's better in this game than against Japan. But right now, they need to come out and they need to go at Australia.
Quickly, it looks like we're going to have to toss it back, but if you're Australia, do you change anything? Or if it's not broke, don't fix it?
Don't fix anything. Keep it going. Lisa Devanna coming into this game and making the impact she already has was a smart move.
All right, well, it is time for the second half, so let's send it back out to our match commentators, JP Delacamera and Allie Wagner.
Thanks so much, Katie. Allie, as you and I looked at those halftime stats, we both agreed Australia, even though they didn't have numbers, were the more dangerous team in the first half.
Yeah, and they look dangerous and they're going forward as we get going here. And we'll see if they continue with that same game plan to invite the U.S. forward and then hit them on the break.
We have a quick free kick coming up here off that Moran foul on Sam Kerr. No changes to start the second half. Australia with a goal from Chloe Lagarzo. Came in the 22nd minute. The assist to Lisa Devanna, who might have been the most effective player in the field for either side so far. Van Egmond or Kellen Knight to take this free kick. Kellen Knight puts one up, and that's wide of Alyssa Nair. Goal kick for the U.S.
Kellen Knight with their favored left foot just opts to have a go there. Trying to sneak one past Nair. Doesn't miss by much.
She's only scored one international goal, getting close to 100 caps for her. Sonnet on the ball. If this continues, you wonder how long before Jill Ellis does go to her bench and make a change. Right now, she's letting those players that started the game try to solve this.
A lot of times that has been her MO, especially as you're ramping up towards world events.
Rapinoe, look was for Dunn, and that's out of play. Leslie Osborne, though, making some good points. You and I talked about this at halftime. Ball movement has to be quicker because of that Australia pressure.
And the decisions have to be better as well. And if you are going to change it and get players in open space, that's where Australia will struggle. But it's going to come down to, I think it's also picking up the second ball. I think Australia was on top of that in the first half, and then they settled it incredibly well when they did win it.
We saw this Australia team pick up in confidence at the last World Cup. We saw it last year at the Tournament of Nations, and you can see it in their game here tonight.
I think right now with the U.S., they're the other best team in the world.
The way they've done, they could certainly make that claim if they could pull this off again. Another result, especially if it's a tight game like this. And it's only a 1-0 lead. With all that U.S. firepower, if you can shut them out, that's a statement. Still have another half to go, though. Kennedy. The U.S. has to figure out a way, too, to get Alex Morgan more touches on the ball. They did not do a good job of that in the first half.
And I think if they do start to loft some balls in behind, it's going to loosen up play and the pressure underneath. I thought the U.S. did that early on in the first half, but then went away from it.
Rapinoe looking to turn. Got it wide. There's Morgan. Cutting it back to Rapinoe. Horan makes a run in the box. It's behind Horan. Kept alive, though, by Morgan Bryant. And Morgan across. Swept away by Kennedy. The U.S. wins that ball, but Van Egmond clears it off Ertz. And then off Kerr. Sauerbrunn high up. Taken away. Sauerbrunn must retreat as Kerr makes a run. Rosa couldn't find Sam Kerr. Rapinoe, end line. Cutting. Waits for some help. Some other options. Played it across, knocked down by Williams. It's loose, but Heath couldn't grab it. Cleared away, settled by Ertz. Pushed out wide, Horan. Knocked away from her. Advantage call, U.S. with the ball. Sonnet, 1v1 at the moment. Morgan Bryant headed easily to Williams. Williams made 3 saves in the Brazil game, allowed 1 goal. Not really tested, though, so far.
A lot of the attacks from the U.S. have been landing in that 6-yard box with a lot of pressure arriving from Australia, so no clean looks. The one you had from Megan Rapinoe in that first half was outside the 18.
Block from Devana. Slotting it towards Kerr and cleared to safety by Sonnet. 50 minutes gone. Australia with a 1-0 lead over the United States in this Tournament of Nations match from East Hartford, Connecticut. The goal by Chloe Lagarzo. Lisa Devana assisting. That's been it. Ertz. Morgan. That's a good idea. Ball a little bit too slow to get to Heath. She'll recover it, though. Dropping it back from Morgan. Inside the circle. Playing it up. Rapinoe. Dunn is coming along. In support, Rapinoe versus Carpenter. On the right foot, now back on the left. Rapinoe across, it's blocked. Carpenter tries to clear it out. Dunn is able to catch up to it. Chased by Van Egmond. Rapinoe. Dunn. Another ball turned over. Off Kerr. Sam Kerr for Devana. Here's Lisa Devana, full speed ahead. Going wide, putting the brakes on. Devana trying to drop it back. Cut off and cleared away by Horan. Morgan tied up there. A battle for the ball, cleared out by Kellen Knight.
JP, you asked about Alex Morgan getting more touches. You've seen her in this first half. She's pulling wide to get on it. She's been dropping lower to get on it. The last two build-outs for the U.S. have come through her back-to-goal play. She's certainly looking for more touches deeper in the U.S.'s half.
Enigman. Ball driven. Nair will catch up to it, protect the ball away from Rasso. Crystal Dunn. Nothing upfield, so she went back to Horan. Dunn, Rapinoe. They are trying to get the ball more to Rapinoe this half, it seems.
Well, I think in the first half, Carpenter had the better of that matchup. In the second half, in the early goings, it's been Rapinoe.
The run by Heath. Callum Knight. Take over. Moving it ahead. On the left side, Lagarzo. The block. Morgan Bryan pulling it back against Van Egmond. Lindsay Horan. Rapinoe versus Carpenter. Rapinoe with a shot, and it's wide. Goal kick, Lydia Williams.
And she's just been toying with this Morgan Bryan sliding that across the center midfield. Horan in some space, and the Rapinoe again going against Carpenter. Top of the box. She's been toying with her, and Carpenter has looked gassed.
54th minute. Australia still up by a goal. Chloe Lagarzo getting it in the 22nd minute. Kerr. Heath for the U.S. Moved by Ertz to Sonnet. Morgan trying to make a run around Kennedy, her NWSL teammate, but the ball went out. Should be another goal kick for Lydia Williams. Australia on the ball with this lead. Kerr. Too far for Devana. The U.S. will scramble to win it back for Sonnet. Dahlkemper. Morgan Bryan turning. Finds Heath. Point of attack switched. Sauerbrunn. Keeping the ball moving, letting the ball do the work for Dunn. Dunn, long ball. Morgan is offside.
That's much better, though, from the U.S. The way they're changing it. The pressure's arriving later from Australia. They're getting their head up. Morgan Bryan, I know she had maybe one or two loose passes in that first half. I think she's been the most instrumental player in the center of the park, and they've been trying to find that woman there, Alex Morgan, with some of those inside-out runs. That last one just too eager.
9 goals in her last 9 games in this calendar year for Morgan. Has not really had a good opportunity so far today. Off a block, Dunn. Can they get it upfield quickly? They cannot. Dunn has to scramble back to win it. But those are the plays we were talking about where it's just not quick enough or effective enough.
Or executed well in that one.
And it looked like they could have had numbers forward.
And sometimes if you just lay that ball into space, you don't have to play feet there. Allow it, put it in a space where your teammate can get there before the opponent. It sounds simple.
There's a nice idea and a nice ball for Dunn. Tackled away. It goes ahead to Morgan. Turning and facing. Here's Rapinoe. Edge of the box. Laid it off. Horan tags it. Actually misfires on it. That was a decent look. 57th minute. 1-0 1-0 Australia lead. This was the same score a year ago in July. US losing on a goal by Tamika Butt in the 67th minute. Their only loss over the last 17 games, and that's for time wasting for Williams. Seventh minute, clearance from her. Australia lets it go out for their throw-in. We're allowed 6 subs in this competition. We're going to see Australia make their first one. Devana's coming out. Kaya Simon is coming in. Devana was terrific today.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're making that sub so early in this second half. You said it earlier, JP, I thought she was one of the brightest spots for Australia, just creating havoc on that left side. Kerr's been dropping and pulling off the back line, and Devana's been the one that's been more active, running at players with the ball at her feet. With Kai Simon coming in, that more than likely means Lagarzo pops up top into that left side. Simon slots into the center of midfield.
That's really more of a like-for-like swap. That's an offensive-minded player that's replacing another one, so they're still going for it.
With Kaya Simon, I think perhaps it's also controlling tempo more.
Down this right flank, Australia trying to cut it. Kerr was open in the seam had that ball been played across. All she needs is one good look. Same with Alex Morgan, but they haven't had that today. Neither one. Rasso down the right wing. Tackled out. Good job by Horan. Throw in for Australia.
Another club teammate matchup there. They're happening all over the pitch. Kennedy and Morgan, Horan, Rasso.
Throwing for the 18-year-old Ellie Carpenter. Got it into the box. Cleared away before Simon could pounce on it. Kennedy won that ball. Polkinghorn. Short ball ahead. But pushing it back. Getting closer to the hour mark. Australia made the one change. This telecast is brought to you by AT&T. Australia up 1-0 over the United States. Lagarzo's goal, 22nd minute, the difference in the game. 17-game unbeaten streak on the line for the U.S. against the last team that beat them last July. And that goes out of play. Rapinoe, long throw in again. That's cut off by Butt. Simon, dangerous ball back. Butt does pretty well with it. Now it's out again. Throwing for Australia. Just about at the hour mark. Carpenter. Trying to find Kerr, who was detained by Dunn. A couple of swings and a miss there, and now it's cleared out. Last touch by Carpenter. Throwing US. Let's see, Rapinoe wanted to get it in quickly, but nothing was on. Hurts. Finding Horan. Lindsey Horan taking on Van Egmond. Rapinoe on the left. Megan Rapinoe trying to cross it. It's off Carpenter. Corner, US. Just past the hour mark in East Hartford, Connecticut. Driven low, cleared away.
And Rapinoe's opted to play those low-driven balls from the corner kick, from set pieces. Looking for Ertz to flick that on, more than likely. Hasn't pulled it off yet, though.
In for Dunn. Still trying to bounce off a challenger or two. Back Ertz. Here's that Australia pressure. Sonnet. Ertz. Horan. Nice cut by Lindsay. Drives it across. Rapinoe in the air. Second ball, Morgan, the header. And it's over the bar. A good look, though, by the U.S.
And we're seeing the U.S. have success when they're able to beat that first defender. It was Horan here that just gets Van Egmond to bite on it, and then she just drifts that one far post, making Rapinoe sneaking in behind Carpenter, and then Alex Morgan. Too much loft on that. Watch her movement, though. Just that little step. Polkinghorn's focused on the ball. She can sneak in behind. Doesn't get a good look at it at the end. That's really good box awareness by Alex Morgan and movement.
We're going to see the first change. Zerboni for Morgan Bryant. You like the way Zerboni came in the other night, second half against Japan, and made things happen in a quiet but effective way.
Yeah, I think she, of course, she clogs up the center of the park with her reading of challenges and tackles, but I think she also covers ground more fluidly than maybe a Morgan Bryant. Morgan Bryant nursing her way back into full fitness.
Horan setting it up. Missed by Carpenter. Rapinoe taking her on, dropping it back. Zerboni pushing it wide for Sonnet. The cross, back post area, too high. It was Morgan that was the closest to it. Rapinoe keeps it alive. Zerboni, freshest legs in the game. Tackle away from her, should be a corner. Zerboni at the age of 31, the oldest, sorry, to get her first cap for the U.S.
A big test against Australia.
Rapinoe. U.S. has had the edge in all these categories, including corners, but nothing to show yet. Up there, cleared out, Sonnet, squared it. Lifted by Sauerbrunn, headed away. Logarzo. Sam Kerr making that nice movement and then lost it out. Kennedy. Awkward clearance does go out. USA's ball. And Stuyach has made one change, taking out Devana, bringing in Simon. Jill Ellis has made one change as well. McCall Zerboni in for Morgan Bryant. It's a dilemma for coaches with the 6 subs. It's a corner here for Rapinoe. In the 65th minute. She'll drive it to the middle, and Williams, that was too close to her from the USA standpoint. Australia continues to look good with this 1-0 lead. Van Egmond sent it wide. It's too wide. Carpenter couldn't get to it.
That was the announcer's curse right there, JP.
It was. They were looking good. But the U.S. has shown more life here in the second half, more urgency in their attack for sure.
And the dissipated pressure from Australia. They're moving the ball quicker. They're getting out of quadrants. You can see Australia, they like to squeeze it into tight areas, and if you can solve that, then the U.S. is going to be able to have some more joy than they did in the first half.
Ertz running it upfield. Still running strong. Morgan's touch, the return to Ertz. In a space to the feet of Rapinoe. Trying to get a step behind. It's cleared up by Kennedy. It's another USA corner.
Or just beat 3 players by herself, Julie Ertz. She just decided to skip through that midfield line. Those are back-stepping up, the right back, the little quick combination, and then she's trying to lay Rapinoe in behind. You can see she almost got the step on Kennedy. Good recovery tackle there in the end.
Rapinoe's been taking all the corner kicks. We'll try another one here. Puts one up to the middle, Morgan. And it's wide. That was a good look.
That was such a good service coming in. I think this was one of the best looks the U.S. has had, and on a set piece nonetheless. You've got the layers. You've got Alex Morgan having a first look at it, and then it looks like McCall Gerboni coming into that central slot. Just saw it late.
I mentioned before I leave the 6 subs, it's both good and bad, right? Coach's dilemma. Do they make changes now, multiple changes that could affect the game, or maybe make things worse, or do they try to let these players try to solve it?
The ultimate answer is, what is the goal for the U.S.? What is the goal for Australia? For the U.S., it's all eyes on qualification. Is it roster depth, or is it getting these players tested in environments like this where it's high press, high pace? Like I said earlier, I think this is the other best team in the world right now, so I think you give what you think is your starting 11 quality minutes against them and let them grow into the match.
Kerr trying to lead it. Sonnet cuts it off. It's going to go out in front of the bench.
But I would consider bringing on a Tierna Davidson. Allow her to feel this type of environment.
Off Kerr. The U.S. will lose it again. 68th minute. A 1-0 lead for Australia. The goal came a while back. 22nd minute. Chloe Lagarzo from Lisa Devana.
To think that Sam Kerr has been so quiet in this match.
Kerr down this left side. Kerr with it. Shooting it. Not much on it. The clearance by the U.S. towards Rapinoe. One in the air by Australia. Then a slip by Simon. Rapinoe taken down. Foul on Carpenter. Free kick. That ball was still moving. It was probably 5 yards ahead of where the foul was.
I don't mind it though.
Yeah, no. 69th minute. Australia with this 1-goal lead. Done. Morgan. Alex just took a tumble, slow to get up. Ertz. Sonnet. Tobin Heath. Wanted to give and go. Horan takes it towards the middle instead. Julie Ertz. Sauerbrunn. Intended for Rapinoe cutoff. Zerboni. Morgan. Rapinoe. Trying to get a little separation. The shot taken, stopped by Williams. Very deceptive move by Rapinoe.
She likes to use those screens to release her shot. And this is no different. She's got 2 players there, and it's just a little half look. Doesn't have to get fully turned on it. Tries to bend it into that far post. But that all starts with Becky Sauerbrunn just drifting upfield with the ball at her feet. That can create overloads. That allows Dunn to get in more advanced position. I think the U.S. did a little bit of that in the first half, but it wasn't very aggressive.
We see Rose Lavelle. We see Allie Long on the bench. Carly Lloyd. No activity by the 4th official yet. Move to the left by Horan. Dunn recovers. Sauerbrunn. 71st minute, U.S. trailing. Rapinoe. Intercepted. And then just cleared out, and that was a big collision. You could hear it. Kellen Knight stays down. Her and Horan got together. '71st minute. Play has been stopped for the 2 injuries.
Rapinoe has been incredibly active in this first half. She had cut inside. She was trying to slide that one through for Tobin Heath, who had maintained her width outside. Kellen Knight cuts it off, and then she just gets there before Lindsey Horan, who's trying to make a play on it.
As she limps off, what has impressed you the most today about Australia?
I think their decision making on when to press and pressure players and when not to. If they can get there and provide and not allow that ball to go in behind into the space they just vacated, if they can get there and prevent that, they go. If they can't, they just slow it down and absorb and get back into shape.
Garza goes for it. Part of that goes back to the conversation yesterday with our head coach, Steic. Keeping these players together, the core group. So the chemistry undoubtedly better than it's ever been.
And you can see it with their coordinated movement. You see here, look, Rasso just drops off. Just drops off. She doesn't go flying on Sauerbrunn, and she picks that pass off.
Rasso moving it down the wing. Needed a better ball. No one made that run, by the way. Nair. Inside the penalty area for the USA. 73rd minute. U.S. down by a goal. If this result stands, Australia will be on top in this Tournament of Nations event in 2018. They won this last year. Finished perfect. 3 games, all wins. 9 points. They beat the USA in that first game.
Here's where I think Sauerbrunn can drive upfield more.
She's doing for Morgan. Alex Morgan tries to find Lindsey Horan. Heath, 1 against 2 at the moment. Heath will leave it off for Horan. Back and forth they go. Heath, try to get to the end line. Was very effective the other night against Japan. That time Australia doesn't bite. Kristen Press will be coming into the game, replacing Tobin Heath. The other night it was the opposite way. Press started, Heath came in.
Relatively quiet game for Tobin Heath. I don't think the U.S. found the right side in the attack as often as they would have liked.
Second USA change. Sent in, and Australia calmly clears out. Sonnet tried to tag it. That's blocked. Almost taken away by Logarzo, the goal scorer. Dunn sending it in. In the air, that was Morgan, and that's wide.
Again, just watch Alex Morgan's movement. She's feasting on that first ball, then reads it well. Alana Kennedy doesn't. She finds herself in the half space between 2 defenders. Can't redirect it far post, but she's just doing an incredible job in the box of getting herself free. If it's a half a yard of space, she's finding it.
Van Egmond trying to launch that one long. Dunn headed it down. Picked up by Zerboni. Forced back. Under pressure. Lost it, but was fouled. 75th minute. Australia still up by a goal. Trying to upset the #1 ranked USA for the second time. It was an awkward touch from Morgan, but the flag was up anyway.
It was a really good ball played in by Lindsey Horan. It was McCall Zerboni that just kept feasting for it to set play. She finds Lindsey Horan who pull wide. And in fact, Alex Morgan is just looks like a half a step in behind the 2 center backs of Australia. That's where the U.S. wants her to exist, in between those center backs, running in behind. Just haven't been able to find her enough there.
Ball is pushed forward by Australia, and they're going to get a free kick out of this. Foul on Sauerbrunn. Rasso stays down. 17 games unbeaten for the United States. 15 of those are wins, a couple of draws since they lost last to this team in yellow.
And what's interesting,
a year ago.
Yeah, and what's interesting about that too, JP, is that it was the next match against Brazil that they shifted into this 4-3-3 system. They got the result, and they hadn't looked back since.
Nair ready, 77th minute. Long distance free kick put up there. There's Kerr in the air. Looked like she was held back a little bit. Assistant referee had the flag up on the far side. That was a potentially dangerous free kick from Australia.
And Kerr finding herself in some space again.
'30-year-old Melissa Nair. 31st appearance for the U.S. Foul on Australia. Julie Ertz put it back into play. Sonnet right in front of the Australia bench. Horan back for Emily Sonnet. Cutting. Press. Horan. Press for those fresh legs into the game. Trying to make something happen. No room in that wing. And then she fouls Van Egmond, who positioned herself well against Press.
And it's again Australia forcing the U.S. into those wide areas. And coming up with the ball in the end.
The US has made only 2 subs. Australia 1. The 6th they're allowed each. In the 78th minute. Kerr got it forward. This is Sam Kerr holding. Kerr, nice movement, and then lost it in the end. 2 more players collide, and the foul is against Australia with Ertz down. She's already had a battle with some injury issues in this calendar year. '79th minute. Australia up, and 2 changes. Lavelle and Short coming in. Dahlkemper, one of the players, coming out. So Rose Lavelle brought in to try to help get the offense going with a little creativity. And then Sonnet's the other player going out for Short. So a lot of fresh legs now being put into the game by Jill Ellis. And this is her 100th game as a head coach of the U.S. national team.
And perhaps Julie Ertz is going into that back line because Lavelle coming in for Dahlkemper is not a like-for-like situation. We'll see how this plays out.
Rapinoe on the turn. Got it wide, Short. Back to Sauerbrunn, moving it ahead. Rapinoe tied up there by Carpenter. Casey Short getting it forward off the chest of Rapinoe. Swept away, blasted away by Polkinghorn. The U.S. will have a throw in. Casey Short, she too bothered with some injury issues, had an ankle problem that forced her out for both club and country. Rapinoe turns, plays it inside, swept away by Simon. Lavelle won it back. Zerboni, Dunn, high up now on this right side. Blocked. Dunn stays with it. Good battle there. 1v1. Dunn won it. And then in the last one, it's knocked away by Lagarzo. Horan has a throw in.
That is incredibly well done by Lagarzo. To battle with Crystal Dunn and to stay with her there, not let her beat her 1v1. She was isolated. You don't see that all that often.
Press earns a corner kick with her effort. 81st minute, Australia leading 1-0 over the U.S. with a 17-game unbeaten streak on the line. Sent to the near post, cleared away, and then Dunn sent it in wide. Australia was complaining that there should have been a foul called somewhere there.
It was Rapinoe trying to find Julie Ertz at that near post again. She arrived late and just jumped right into Rasso. Here's a look at it. You can see the zonal defense by Australia. 3 just run across the 6-yard box, others marking up.
But they knew that run was coming. They've scouted it. Rasso is apparently okay to continue. 82nd minute. You get the 17-game unbeaten streak on the line, and maybe this Tournament of Nations on the line too, because if Australia wins it, they're in first place, and they played Japan in the last game. The U.S. has to face Brazil. Garzo's goal still the difference in this game. In the 22nd minute, this was the same score a year ago. Australia winning.
And as it stands, to remember that she was slotted in as an attacking center mid, which she rarely plays for Australia. Alan Stuyach looking to be the smart one today, opting for pace against this U.S.
Van Egmond knows a yellow card must be coming. Knew what she was doing. That was the only way to slow down Kristen Press. Had to step behind her.
Press did incredibly well just to get in behind Van Egmond, having to do a lot of defensive work today. Normally you think of her as someone who can pull the strings and attack.
Third yellow card in this game, all 3 on Australian players. Rapinoe's free kick. Setting one up. And still up and over Williams. 84th minute. So you've got about 7 minutes in stoppage time for the U.S. to try to get one and at least get an equalizer and a point out of this game. And you've got Australia trying to fight to the end, knowing how big this could be if they could beat the USA twice in a year's time.
Australia didn't look like they changed much in this second half. They've been just still sitting back, 4-5-1 defensively, 4-3-3 going forward. Inviting the U.S. into their own half and then looking to play on the break.
England sends it ahead. Sam Kerr has the U.S. stepping back, backpedaling. Kerr, nice moves there. Kerr with a shot that's deflected out. Corner, Australia.
That was a perfect look at it. The U.S. trying to go down the heart of the defense of Australia, and then the ball pops out to Sam Kerr. That's all she needs, is a little bit of space just to get the opponent backing off. Tries to cut inside, and cover arrives from Julie Ertz, who is in fact in that other center back spot for the U.S.
She drew 3 players toward her. Caitlin Ford is going to come into the game, replacing Chloe Lazaro. Garzo comes out, Ford in. Ford's been injured. Has not played a minute for her club team, Portland Thorns. Had a foot injury playing in Australia, and so has not played a single minute. She was on the 18 though in their last game. So that's the second change made for the Aussies. Didn't think they'd make any changes unless maybe someone is tired. Off the corner. Never reached Kennedy. Can the U.S. break? Press. Setting it ahead. They rushed it. Rasso. The ball was out. 86th minute now as the U.S. plays it back. Australia with a 1-0 lead. Ball out again. So the sense of urgency that we talked about that the U.S. had in the second half has to be up even another notch or two with time running out.
And I think with those substitutions, they lost a bit of their momentum, some of the tempo that they had, which again speaks to perhaps the goals of Jill Ellis and the squad is to get players minutes in an environment like this. McCall Zerboni, for instance, Casey Short working her way back. So it's not all going to be about the result. But don't kid yourself, the U.S. wants to win this game. They want to win this tournament. And they certainly don't want to lose to Australia 2 times in a row.
Sauerbrunn under pressure. Time from Ford. This one goes against the Aussies. U.S. put the ball back into play. Listen there. We'll take it, but first another sub. Carly Lloyd coming in. For Crystal Dunn. 100 goals for Carly Lloyd. Got her 100th this year against Mexico. This team looking for a big moment from her. Tied for 5th with Tiffany Milbert. Congratulations to Tiffany, by the way. Belated into the National Soccer Hall of Fame. Well deserved, by the way. Should have been in long before this.
You say a belated honor as well, right?
Yep. She should have been in long before this. Throw in here for the U.S. Carly Lloyd at age 36. What's her role going to be going forward?
Well, she's in there right now to get on the end of service in the 18.
Short in. Morgan trying to cut it back. That's blocked by Simon, who sends it the other way. Off Sauerbrunn. The U.S. will be looking for the fresh legs of Lloyd in this game. And the ability to come up big when the pressure's on. And the pressure is on. 88th minute. U.S. down 1-0 to Australia. Same team that beat him a year ago. 17 unbeaten since then. That's in jeopardy at the moment. Lavelle moving it ahead. Rapinoe on the run. Carpenter defends. Megan Rapinoe, one cut, making a second. Played it inside, headed over. Well, Alex Morgan wasn't getting many looks in the first half. She's had some decent looks here.
A couple of them have been at the back post. This is one that she just drifts into that near post. You see her just pulling off her defender and then trying to time it right. She sees when Rapinoe's going to beat her player, gets her early because Rapinoe doesn't serve that initial one. Then she's past the near post, which makes her job incredibly difficult. But again, it's Rapinoe just turning Carpenter inside out. And a good look there at how Alex Morgan had a difficult task of redirecting that on frame.
Sauerbrunn, that's blocked. Australia gave it away too easily there. They need to have a little more possession here, otherwise they'll be defending right to the very end. They've worked too hard, really, to lose this. This game is in their hands.
And I think the U.S. is in a 3-5-2, JP, with Carly Lloyd coming in. Kristen Press playing more of a wingback role.
Lloyd's on the chase, out for a throw-in. Press with his throw-in. Kristen Press will drive it off the left foot. Up for grabs. Too high for both Morgan and Rapinoe. 90th minute. Australia with a 1-0 lead. Terrific cut by Rapinoe, and in the end, knocked out by Carpenter. Rapinoe's throw in into the box. Can Morgan spin? Try to leave it off for Lavelle. Cleared out. Corner, U.S. The most important corner kick of this game right here for Rapinoe. Had a good look the last time. Most of the other ones tonight have not been effective. Rapinoe puts one up there, headed down. It's tied. Looked like Horan got it. 1-1. Great service in, nice finish.
Well, you said it was the most important corner kick of the game. And I think that was Rapinoe's best service. That was the first one she's really lofted into that back post. You can see the U.S. had 4 players there. It's Lindsey Horan who just sneaks in front of her defender. Carly Lloyd's coming in. McCall's going to be there if none of those 2 players can get on. And it's Lindsey Horan in the end that connects. It just nods that down. Lydia Williams can't slide across in time. And we're knotted up.
Lindsey Horan, terrific goal for her. 6th international goal. And unless something changes here drastically, it'll keep the unbeaten streak alive and still make everything to play for Thursday.
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see how both these teams approach these last 4 or 5 minutes.
This is Sauerbrunn on the sideline. Here's Australia coming back. Is there another goal in this one? Played across. Simon was open at that time. Cleared out. Still a lot of time. It's 5 minutes minimum put on in stoppage time. Australia's throw in. Long. Simon couldn't get it. Played in weakly and easily stopped. Ball played forward. Australia tried to win that one. They cannot. Press will settle. Still time for both of these sides. That's Katrina Gorey. She had come into the game and we're away on replay. Have to try to confirm who went out for Australia. One in the air by Horan. Knocked to the near sideline. Australia keeps it in. Caitlin Ford. Disrupted by Horan. It's a throw in for Australia. Fight to the very end here.
Jill Ellis had told us before this tournament started they were working on searching for a goal and what that would look like for this squad. And they weren't doing it very well in training. Well, they got it right tonight. It was Rose Lavelle coming out of midfield that earned that corner kick.
Kennedy moving it up. Lost there. Short left it off for Lavelle. Lavelle, that's blocked. And it's going to go out again. Sam Kerr was the one that was subbed out for Gorey. 4th minute of stoppage time. Short, and then the assistant referee helps out with that call. Final moments in this one. Cut off by Australia. They'll try to move it upfield. Short keeps it alive. Rapinoe on the turn. Megan Rapinoe versus Carpenter, playing it across. It falls, cleared away by Simon. Coming all the way back the other way. Nair well out of goal. Maybe a half a minute left in this. Up for grabs. Lavelle going after it. Back from hamstring issues. Only played 51 minutes this year, Lavelle, coming into this game in 2 games. Rapinoe, step behind. Playing it in front. Swept away by Kennedy. Seconds left in the game. 1-1. And Australia's going to be allowed to make another change. Gilnick will come in. Rasso out.
Rasso had gone to ground maybe a minute ago. She had a bright night doing that work on the right side for Australia, just having to cover in behind with Dunn getting forward so many times. An attacking personality called upon to do a lot of defensive work today.
Past the 5 minutes of stoppage time, they'll add more on for the sub. Off a block there, Lavelle. Deking with it, nice move there. More than capable of moves like that. That might have been her last touch. That was. Game has ended. Terrific ending to this one with Lindsey Horan scoring in the 90th minute. 1-1, a point each for each team as we go back to the studio. Katie and Leslie.
Thank you, JP and Ali. Great job on the call. And what an exciting stoppage time. Last couple of minutes, your initial reaction to this one?
The U.S. always seems to find a way to get that goal. And I think we're not surprised in how Australia comes out, right? They came out exactly their game plan. They're so similar to the U.S. and how they played. It just felt like the U.S. struggled to figure out how to deal with that pressure and how to break them down. There was lack of creativity in the attacking third, and it took a long time for the U.S. to figure out how to solve it. But the U.S. finds a way to always come through.
They do. Well, after the break, we're going to hear from the U.S. players. Also, we'll have highlights and analysis for you. Stay with us.